What is up, and welcome to the Talking Smack Show, Smackdown 09/05 2025, the show before Backlash, and we kicked things off going all gas, no brakes. Yeah, what I mean? We had LA Knight and Damian Priest versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa to kick things off. So during the match, we had Jacob Fatu just staring the life out of Damian Priest and LA Knight during the match. It was haunting. Like, that guy is so scary. But then you see videos of him, like, out of character, and he's just a sweetheart. It just cracks me up every time I see it. Like, he's just such a bad man. And then he's, like, playing the piano or getting excited like a little toddler when he met the boogeyman. It was like, he's just a little joy, isn't he? So during the match, Damian Priest and LA Knight started having a little argument. Obviously, they are in the US title match on today, Saturday 10th of May. And that allowed Solo and Jacob to get on top. Like, at one point, Jacob came in and he just decimated everyone. But then Solo came back into the match. Solo went for the Samoan spike. LA Knight dodged it, hit the BFT for the win. Knight and Priest then began to argue while Solo was outside on the floor. Jacob Fatu came out of nowhere and just took them to pieces. Once again, those hip drives, corner to corner, bang, 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 just kicking off. And then as he started licking his title in success, he was hit by the Claymore out of nowhere by Drew McIntyre. Interestingly, at this point, Solo Sikoa was back on his feet, leant against the table, just watching. So he obviously didn't want that smoke, but will that lead to something down the line? Later on in the show, Drew McIntyre was interviewed backstage, and he said that he has a silver bullet for the Samoan Werewolf. He doesn't think Knight and Priest should even be in the match, but he is going to take it to Fatu, and he is going to win the belt. And then later on, we had Solo basically saying that he thought they needed reinforcements. They didn't have any more. Jacob Fatu was pretty much like, shut your damn mouth. I don't need no one. It's all me. And Solo was like, all right then. Then we had R-Truth waiting backstage with his Let's Go Cena sign. He is for John Cena, his childhood hero. Jimmy came up to him, told him Cena sucks. Truth said no, and then got the crowd going, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. These are the moments that Truth is for. But Jimmy, man, like, his whole character at the moment is taking the piss out of Truth and then going and not really getting the crowd eating that much either. So then we had another backstage segment. Chelsea Green in a dark room mourning the loss of her title. There was candles, there was a photo. It was a bit like a seance. And then the lights turned on and it was Nicholas and Zelina Vega. They were like, what the fuck are you doing? Chelsea was like, you don't even have friends. Get the hell out of here. And Zelina was like, oh, you think I ain't got friends? Let's have a tag match. And then Nicholas agreed to it. Chelsea complained, saying, I'm going through something, Nicholas. But that didn't matter. The match was on. Chelsea Green went down to the ring, just seething. Zelina Vega turned up with Alexa Bliss. She's back again. And I was thinking, oh, Alexa, the Amazon thing does not like me mentioning her name. So we had the match. I was thinking, like, why is she back? Like, is Alexa Bliss going to be up to much? Or is she just going to disappear again? The match went on, as we'd expect, really. Alexa Bliss got the win. However, what I was a bit disappointed with was that it was at Chelsea Green's expense, not Piper Niven. But I think they're building Piper Niven up a lot And Chelsea can cope with the loss. Like, Chelsea's Teflon. It doesn't matter. But I want her to have her belt back 100%. So then we had Charlotte Flair arriving. The Queen is back. She was in the ring to announce her path back to the Women's Championship. The crowd were just getting at her. She demanded they showed some respect. They carried on booing. She gave them one more chance. They booed even more. She threw her mic on the floor and stormed off. As she was storming off, Jade Cargill showed up once again, and they had a bit of a stare-off. As Charlotte walked away, Cargill got in the ring, took the mic, and told Charlotte she needed to get to the back of the line. And that was that, basically. We then had a match of Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax for the number one contenders match. Tiffy came down to watch. Kaiser Ludwig is a very, very lucky man. Let's just leave it at that. During the match, it was just boring as hell. The crowd were rightly chanting at Nia Jax, "You can't wrestle." And she can't. So while the match was going on, Naomi attacked Tiffany Stratton outside the ring. This distracted Jade Cargill, and that allowed Nia to take advantage. She did that annihilator. Like, she didn't even drop off the turnbuckle. She just slowly sat down on Jade Cargill for the win. It was shit. Yeah. Then we had a couple more backstage segments. Charlotte was storming off. Nick Aldis was telling her she needed to be professional. As she was getting into her car to go to the airport, the door slammed in her face, and there was Alexa Bliss, who said, "Let's chat." So it'll be interesting to see what happens with those two. I think they're like they could be a cool little heel team together, but I would say that Alexa Bliss probably needs to move away from the whole Bray Wyatt stuff now. In my opinion, like, that moment's past. It's cool that she was like showing a bit of respect and love to the dude, but it doesn't really carry her character forward anymore, I think. So let's have like a cool little bad bitch society with those two, maybe. And then, honestly, long term, I wouldn't be surprised if Tiffy dropped the belt and joined them, but we'll see with that. Another backstage segment. Tiffy was looking for Naomi Steven. She came across Nia Jax, who told her not to worry about her. She needed to worry about Nia. And Tiffy said, "Well, we'll see what happens. You're going to have a seat at the losers table. Toodles." Tiffy's getting more into this, the face spirit, which is cool. Like, she was like the best heel for ages, and then she became a face, and it took some adjustment. But I think she's owning it now, so that's cool. Street Profits came down to the ring to address the WWE Universe. They were banged up. Montez Ford had his ribs bandaged up. Angelo Dawkins had all kinds of bandages around his knees. Fraxiom came out, and they said Shawn Michaels told them that when they see an opportunity, they needed to take it. Street Profits were being a bit arrogant at this point. Street Profits were like, 2 matches and you want the smoke or whatever. They said, they say those sort of like cool things that I can't get away with. And then Nick Aldis came to the ring, and he was like, "You're right, maybe they don't deserve an opportunity yet, but they've impressed me. So they're going to have a match with you, and if they win, they're going to get a shot at your belt." So the match kicked off, and Street Profits throughout the whole thing, like, they were selling the fact that they were banged up well. Every move they were going for, they were like grabbing their ribs, grabbing their knee, couldn't keep up the momentum. Wade Barrett did a fantastic job on commentary, just really explaining that the lack of momentum was causing them issues. He was saying, like, you don't want to hit your top move. You want to string together your top moves to beat an opponent. There were all the spots. It was cool. Like, we had Fraxiom with the Spanish Fly and the Phoenix Splash, and then Montez Ford, to break up the pin, ran over Nathan Fraser, stamped on him, and then leapt into Axiom, which was cool. They hit their like Doomsday Device type finisher. but that got split up by Axiom. We had Montez Ford in the end, went for the frog splash. I can't remember whether it was Fraser or Axiom. They moved out of the way, so he landed on his ribs, and then Fraxiom hit a move. What was it called? The catapulta infernal, and they won the match. And then after the match, the two teams faced off, and they shook hands, and Street Profits raised their hands celebrating. So obviously they've Fraxiom have earned the Street Profits respect, which is cool. I thought it might have been like Street Profits attacking them at that point, but they're staying face, which I'm glad. I think, and I imagine they sell a shitload of shirts as well. So WWE will want to keep it that way for now. Then after the match, Fraxiom were talking to Motor City, who were basically like, we want the belts, not you. And then DIY attacked all of them and smashed the shit out of them. So earlier in the show, we had a video package of Aleister Black. It was awesome. I loved it. He said he's back. He's buried the old himself, and he's come back as the consequences the company needs, which was pretty ominous. He said it's not that he's like a villain. It's not good and evil. It's just him. He's taken out everyone. And he's starting with The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. And it was a sick video, I thought. It was a really, really fun match. Not much to write home about. As you'd expect, Aleister Black won. And then he delivered the Black Mass to Miz as well. But it was really fun. Like, very exciting. Lots going on in it. Very fast pace. Real cool wrestling. What I like is the WWE wrestling matches. They're like proper wrestling, in my opinion. Whereas the AEW matches, it's like these little sequences, and it's personally, it's not for me. It's like very cheesy. It's just spot. Whereas WWE, there's like, in my opinion, more storytelling in the ring. Like there's drama. You can see the stakes raising. You can see the hopes be dashed. You can see the injuries. It's just, for me, like wrestling is about the entertainment. It's about the storytelling. When I explain to people why I watch it still, like when I get the piss taken out of me, which is fair enough. Like I'm a 36-year-old dude watching wrestling the same way I was when I was an 11-year-old dude watching wrestling. I say it's like EastEnders, but with steroids and baby oil. Like it's just beautiful. I want the drama, man. So early on in the show, we had Rey Fenix being confronted by Santos Escobar, and Fenix basically said, I won last week. Like, I don't want to say anything to you. There's nothing to be said. And Escobar said, who said I want to talk? And then Berto and Angel attacked Fenix from behind. This led to a tag match, Los Garza versus Rey Fenix and Andrade. Again, a really, really good match, like really solid, like technically excellent. I didn't really feel like there were any stakes with the Mello Black match or this match, so I wasn't like super bothered, to be honest with you, but beautiful, like so good in the ring, all of them. Andrade won the match, pinning Berto, and then after the match, the interesting moment happened where Santos Escobar was screaming at Berto, saying that he'd like let him down and all this stuff, jabbing him in the chest. And then Berto smacked his hand off and stormed off. And then Angel was just sort of like looking a bit hopeless, bless him. Didn't know what to do. And then the show finished with Cena came to the ring. The champ is here. He's got a new colorway, rocking the grey this time. But I like that he's had brown, grey, black. He's like all in on. He did have bright green at one point, but he's all. I think that's because Boston were in the playoffs, maybe. I don't know, but he's all in on the dark storyline, Cena. And it was a fun promo. At one point, like when he was walking in, Wade Barrett really made me laugh. He said, I don't like Cena. I don't like his attitude. But telling that kid's dad he was a loser was actually quite funny. It was hilarious, I thought. Cena called the ring announcer in to do the proper job again. Someone threw a bottle in. He paused the announcer, picked up the bottle, threw it away, and then carried on the announcement. There were some cool lines again. Like, Cena's just fire on the mic, isn't he? He said, Randy isn't loyal. Showing up each week isn't being loyal. It's getting a paycheck. Randy does the bare minimum. That's why he just sticks around in WWE. He said the best line was, he will be like his 2006 drug test, a failure. It was hilarious. And then, like, as he finished the promo, he lifted up the belt. A masked Randy Orton ran into the ring, went for the RKO. Cena pushed him away, reversed it into the attitude adjustment. He stood up to celebrate again as the masked Randy Orton was on the floor. And then RKO. Turned out it wasn't Randy Orton. It was some other dude. Randy Orton got one over Cena again. And then he held the belt up, celebrating, and looked at the other guy down on the floor and just sort of and carried on with his day. It was funny, like, good end. You'd have to think how much Randy Orton has got over on Cena. Like, there's no way Randy Orton's winning. But I'm pumped anyway. It was a fun show. Like, nothing really carried forwards apart from the Berto and Escobar storyline, maybe. Oh, and Alex, actually, there was a lot more than I thought, maybe. But really, we were just setting up for Backlash, which is tonight, which I'm pumped for. I'm going to do a little preview show of that, so I'm not going to go into all that now. But yeah, until next time, keep it going. All gas, no